Some new trademarks have been filed by Universal, and with those new trademarks, I thought we could go over all the past trademarks as well that have been filed and that are believed to be for Epic Universe. Plus, we'll go over the most recent construction progress at Universal's newest theme park. Now, before we get into it, make sure to subscribe to get more content like this. It really does help out the channel. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers and really appreciate all the support so far. Epic Universe is set to open in summer 2025. When this new theme park opens, it will have 4 lands and 1 central hub, believed to be called Celestial Park. The first land we come to is How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, which is a name that was trademarked back in March. This land will have a family coaster, possibly called Hiccup's Wing Gliders, a Skyfly attraction, rumored to be called Dragon Racers Rally, an interactive boat ride, possibly called Fire Drill, plus a kids' play area and a theater attraction that could be called the Untrainable Dragon. At the front of the How to Train Your Dragon land, more work has continued on paving the pathway around the bay. In the bay behind the massive statues, there are 2 ships, and something new has been added. The 2 ships now have their masts. Behind that is the Great Hall restaurant, with more recent addition of brackets being placed around the building. This will be for future theming, possibly some rock work. On the other side, they've already started to install some pieces of mesh for more theming. At the load station of the family coaster, the roof looks to be finished and the 2 chimneys on top have now been covered. Around the sides, more detail have been added. To the front, you can see a wall, and then on the side, they've added that style of doorway that we will be seeing throughout the land. The other place we've seen it already is at the rumored treat shop that might be called How to Treat Your Dragon. Another name that has been trademarked is Toothless Treasures, which has 2 listings. One describes it as a retail location, while the other states that it's for entertainment services, namely live appearances by costumed characters. All the roller coasters seem to be growing forests around them. We first saw trees planted at the dual coaster. Now they have added some at the family coaster in this land. Now let's head over to the Dark Universe, where most of the new trademarks are believed to be for. The most exciting new trademark is Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, which could be for the main attraction of this land. It's a dark ride, believed to use a similar ride system as Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. We can now see more detail through the scaffolding. The facade is starting to come to life. The other attraction is rumored to be called Curse the Werewolf. This is believed to be a spinning roller coaster. The show building has recently seen more scaffolding over part of it. The outside barn-style building now has a darker shade of brown to it. Also, a mini forest has popped up at the roller coaster, just like in other locations around Epic Universe. Another new trademark is De Lacey's. This is named for the blind Frenchman who was kind to Frankenstein's monster in the movie. This is described as a snack bar, food kiosk, or concession stand. This could be the name for the snack stand that is next to the manor. Another name that has been trademarked is Pretorius Scientific Oddities, and has been described as a retail shop selling apparel and gifts. It will most likely be used for one of the retail shops in this land. It's named after Dr. Septimus Pretorius from the Frankenstein films. Dark Universe will have 2 restaurants. The first restaurant we will come to as we enter the land is believed to be called the Oak and Star Tavern, which was trademarked back in March. The other restaurant has some work being done in front of it. There's also some models for the exterior at number 3. This is a restaurant that will have a windmill on top of it, just like from the Frankenstein movie. Darkmoor Tattoo was another name and was trademarked in May. Its description says it's for temporary tattoos, face paint, and or body art. This is rumored to be for the Dark Universe. However, when I first heard about it, I thought how it would be cool if we could have this in the Wizarding World. Things such as the Death Eater mark or even the Deathly Hallows or house tattoos. Staying on the topic of the Wizarding World, let's take a look at what's happening over there. Work continues on the arch that is being designed to look like the Porte Saint-Denis in Paris. Green boards now cover the front of it, plus off to the side of that scaffolding is surrounding the service gate to theme it. Now let's take a look at Super Nintendo World. Lots of progress has been made on the outside of the land. The majority of the framing on the outside of the land has now been covered. It's now just the area in the middle that is left to be covered. Scaffolding now completely covers Mount Beanpole. Hopefully soon we will see some theming. Over at the Donkey Kong Minecart Coaster, work is being done on a second circular concrete form. This is believed to be for a food kiosk in this area, whereas the other circular form is for a meet and greet, and will be themed to Donkey Kong's treehouse. In this picture at the arrow are the gaps for the ride that will make it seem like the cart is jumping over the track. What could be the actual minecart is currently covered on the track. Plus we can see the car has clearance testing underneath at the actual sideways track. On our last update, this wall had been painted, but now it's been covered with some frames. Over at the Central Hub is where some of the other new trademarks are believed to be for. The name Meteor Astropub is described as a bar, concession, snack bar, or restaurant. The Central Hub has a celestial theme, so it makes sense that this would be for the Celestial Park area. North Star Wintry Wonders is another new trademark name. This is believed to be a year-round store that would feature holiday merchandise. Lens Flare is another new trademark believed to be a retail store for photographs, apparel, and gifts. This makes sense because each of Universal's theme parks has a store to get pictures. The shop could be very similar to the On Location shop at Universal Studios, where you can get your photo packages. Also, this shop could be at the front of the park in one of these multi-purpose buildings. That's where Universal usually puts their camera shops. A few other trademarks that were filed in May are Frosty Moon and Celestiki. Both are believed to be in the Central Hub. The Frosty Moon is described as an ice cream parlor or ice cream shop, and Celestiki is for a snack stand, bar, or drink stand. So far there are just 2 kiosks in the hub area. One is believed to be a Starbucks location. We also have some buildings in the front of the park that will most likely have a few retail shops and food shops. There could also be a few other food stands that have not yet been built. The Central Hub area will have 2 attractions, a dual racing coaster, rumored to be called Starfall Racers, and the other is in the center of the hub called Constellation Carousel. The dual coaster is getting its covering over the roof of the load station. As they work to cover it, they have put some black tubing over the coaster tracks to protect it as they work. The other attraction will be surrounded by water. Here is a picture of the newest ride patent for a carousel system filed by Universal. So this could be what the ride will end up being. The smaller dome could be used for the ride queue. At the number 3, you can see a line of some possible foundation jets in this lagoon. Next to this ride, some columns have been built. This is believed to be where a splash pad will be. Another addition that's being built in the hub is over here. In front of the Wizarding World, a wall can now be seen with a foundation being started. This could be for a restaurant. At the other restaurant in the hub, it has scrim covering it to continue the interior work, but the water feature in front of it will have a walkway in between the water features. The arrows are pointed at where a pathway is starting to be formed. At the front of the park, columns on the other side are starting to have work done on the arches. Arches can already be seen on the right side of the entrance, where progress has been made on the restrooms located outside of the entrance to Epic Universe. The in-park hotel, thought to be named Helios Grand Hotel, is continuing to get taller. When it's complete, it should have 500 rooms. 27 of those rooms will be suites with 2 or more bedrooms. Here we can see the parking garage, most likely for the hotel. It looks like it has been finished. In front of the hotel, some new concrete casting with rebarb can be seen at the number 2. At number 1 will be a cascading water feature in front of the restaurant. Here is another view of the new concrete form in front of the hotel. Also in this picture at number 2 is a service floor, which is under the lobby floor. On this side of the hotel, there are a bunch of supports for concrete forms to extend the lobby out a ways. The other two hotels that are just outside the park are believed to be called Universal's Terra Luna Resort and Universal's Stella Nova Resort. These names were trademarked a year ago. Workers continue to place the color transitioning blocks on the hotel that's the furthest along. They have to place the blocks one by one. We can see one of the workers here fastening it into the holes in the pre-made lattice. Here we can see some wiring in the white tiles. This could be for lighting. It will be awesome to see how it all looks when they're all done. The hotel pool has also made some more progress, and it appears that they recently have placed some frames on the extended covered area. As always, thanks to BioReconstruct for all the photos. Feel free to follow him on Twitter. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to be notified of new videos. And I can't wait to see you in the next one.